Heyo!
What's going on?
Welcome to season 2 of Bad Dads.
We made it. Season dose. Y'all been waiting for it. I know they have been.
Been waiting a while, patiently.
Quite some time, bro.
Longer than we expected, but I think when you get older, you get a little slower.
That's true. I mean, what tends to happen with me is my muscles get more rigid in terms of tone. You know what I mean? Like there's, whoa, like what happened? Were you,
Like
you know
chiseled.
what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? Chiseled into the image and likeness of
a bad dad.
So that, you know what I mean? So from that perspective, slower because you have to, it was painful too.
Yeah.
I used the real chisel.
Oh, yeah. I could tell.
Oh,
look at it, like on that arm too.
Yeah.
You chiseled a little graphic into it.
I did. If anybody's.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's been a little while, a long time coming. No, we didn't quit. I would say it was life happened.
Yeah.
Right. So we ended our first year/season of Bad Dads. We got it. We accomplished the goal. We set out to get one a month.
And we got it. We got 12, baby. Come on now.
And then, it only took like 5.5 months to get another one.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty good.
Yeah. No, but I agree with you. Like life comes and goes. Like it seems at the beginning of the year, you're getting past the holidays and stuff. But I feel like our freaking kids' sports schedules, just it's over. Right.
Yeah.
Like and I think we've done a podcast on that before, in the time that it takes. But a couple, like for me, one is the desire to keep doing this is there, especially like for me as well. Like I'm for you too, but I'm just speaking from myself. Is I just feel like this is something that's needed, right? And it's not something where it's another thing on the plate, but something that I get edified by, because it's not just a podcast. That's the thing. It's being able to spend time with my brother. It's being able to hold each other accountable and iron sharpening iron and stuff like that. And so it's not like this is the first time we've talked in 5.5 months, right? Like we're talking all the time. We're seeing each other all the time, but that kind of happening. I think another thing too, and you tell me what your thoughts are, is kind of, okay, hey, we did the first season, how do we want to shape the second season?
Oh, for sure.
And like sort of what direction do we want it to go in? Because the creative's been there, right? Like we've got a number of resources that we've produced, you know what I mean? And what we're trying to do, but it's kind of your take on that.
Yeah, no, I think it's what we knew starting it, which was the toughest part would be the consistency.
Yeah.
It's not the ideas. Like Josh said, we see each other all the time. So in that way, the podcast is always happening. And probably like a couple nights ago, probably to our wife's chagrin.
Yeah.
At times,
could have been a good thing there was no record button.
Yeah. It's better that we're not recording all of our episodes, so to speak. But yeah, I think it's, at times we're probably similar in that there's too many ideas. We can be too creative, and with that comes too much obsessing over the product, so to speak, right? So we just always want to put out quality, and it's never perfect. I mean, it's always sort of chaos before we hit record of like getting that thing set up. Is this plugged in? Been many times it hasn't been. So then that throws you off what you wanted to talk about. And so, I guess you get a lot of appreciation in life for who's behind the scenes.
That's real. Yeah, absolutely.
So whether you run a company, own a company, but if you're a customer at a restaurant, you name it, there's so many people and so many little things that go on behind the scenes to make your experience good and enjoyable. And I think that's the art more than the science, is that when people don't realize how much goes into it, you've done something really, really well. And so I think the lead up to this episode was like, ooh, there's so much going on behind the scenes in our lives and for our family to make that product go well. And it's not, I don't think we really sacrifice this. It's just with 7 kids combined, plus both being married, right? So now you really have 11 people's worth of schedules.
That you're trying to.
Yeah, you're slotting in. And then we both have ministries really
Yeah.
outside of this, or that we participate in. So for us, this is really kind of like our ministry where we really get to talk to dads, we get to talk
Yes.
to other men, because Josh he's super involved in music, and then he's super involved in the youth and high school. Then you'll
Yes.
coach sometimes, right? And so it's just you could have three, four, five plus
Yeah.
different called ministries, but happening at once. And so the ministry of dad, if you will, as I think in some ways is modeled for us by Saint Joseph, as we've talked about.
Absolutely.
Sometimes the ministry of dad is just pure sacrifice of time and what you want to do. So when we do get together and get a record and put this out for others, it's a real treat. Like it's
Yeah.
so but we're back, and I think intentional also in the taking of the break, if you will.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a good point.
yeah, okay, we could rush it, we could make it happen, but like we said, we want to put out a good product. We put it on video for those of you who are watching. We don't have to; it's a podcast. A lot of them aren't on video.
Right.
I guess a lot are, but you watch them, you're like, dang, like a professional studio like this, like
Well,
much
no,
like this is a
that's what I
professional
thought you were
studio.
talking about. Is this?
Yeah, so I'm
I mean,
saying
because that.
I appreciate the professional,
I mean, if you
uh,
guys could see right now, like there is at least 9 to 12 people on that
which we
side of the camera.
appreciate
And that's why we
all of
want to start
you
out this way. Thank
for.
you.
I get my drink. Thanks.
Thank. Yeah.
Now.
No, but thank you guys. Like the unbelievable. Hold.
Sorry, it's
No,
thirsty. I
no, no,
just
no, no, no.
I don't
It's
know what you
fine.
pay these people for.
Well, listen to me, right? When you're chucking out thousands of dollars to these individuals that can't bring you a sip of water,
Yeah, I
kind
know.
of freaking. And I'm not talking. No, 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 not you. You be better. Um. Anyway, yeah. So like professional studios, everything else. But here we are
Mhm.
in a professional studio doing our thing. But intentional in the break, yes.
Millions of listeners too.
I think right. I didn't want to go there just because trying to
Well, we know who
stay
we're doing it
humble.
for.
That's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
we're not about the numbers.
Millions upon millions can continue to, like this and subscribe.
Hit the bell,
Make it ring.
repost, share.
All of you.
Just if you want. Like we're not asking we're not asking
Up
you to
to
do
you.
it.
But seriously,
That's just what everyone else does.
Yeah.
So it'd be weird if you didn't, but that's
it's like we're
your
not like
choice.
flashing in the middle, like this whole like, hey, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, you're just not going to show up on screen.
We're just gonna tell you right now, like, does your finger hurt? Sweet, like, hit the thing twice. Okay,
Mhm.
we're not begging, we're pleading. It's different,
Yeah,
right?
and we're waiting.
Yeah,
We'll wait.
fine.
I think it's enough time.
I think that's enough time there.
People listening, we're worried about dead air.
That's true.
This podcast is broken.
Let me ask you something though.
Mm.
Is it dead air,
Mhm.
or is it resurrected breath? See what I'm saying? Get the shovel out, people. Season 2. Season 2. But
Out of the gate.
out of the jump, baby. But I like what you said about intentional, because it's about being present. It's about being present in what we're doing. And you had mentioned, St. Joseph, sometimes it's just about sacrificing time. It's also about putting your entire family before yourself and not being upset that that's the thing, but understanding what's right in front of you, and that time, man-made, right, goes quickly. And so to be present in all of the activities versus seeing it as a chore, I think is big. And then not to put unnecessary pressure on each other, because I'm at a place right now, and we've talked about it, where it's whatever God wants. Like for real. So like if the world's going to absolute crap, whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Right. And not that he's intentional or like this evil God, but it's just like, no. I'm in it. Can you find me? Right? Where's your focus? Melody and I were talking yesterday, right? So she went on this long tangent. I love my girl so much, but like she's in it. And if you ask a story about what happened today at school, buckle up, okay? Because it's gonna go down. So she's like, and I'm not gonna blow it like I have on a past podcast and say people's names. I'm really not this time, okay? Long story short, she's just going on a thing. She's like, yeah, and then she told me this, and I was like, why are you being like that? Then she interrupted me, and I was like, please, geez, okay. So I just walked away. You know what I mean? I walked away. But then why is Miss Steen yelling at me? That's the teacher. I can say the name. That's okay. She's not involved. Um, she was like, but she was yelling at me, but it's the other girl and this, that, da, da, da. And it went like, okay, long story short, this thing went, I'm not playing. This thing went on for like 18 minutes. We're at the dinner table, right? And like 8 minutes in, I give Bree one of these. And then I look over like 12 minutes later, I look at Bree and she's just like,
I
and then if you pan the camera, so like if that was on one shot and then you
yeah,
pan it back to Melody, he's like, she's standing now. She's not
yeah.
even sitting there. She's like, yeah, no, you tell me, please. And I was like, oh, dude, bro, serious? And no, 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 no. Let me tell you.
I
Oh my gosh.
I love it because I can picture I can picture everybody and the faces. I've seen them before. I can hear the voice.
And so she's going through it. And at the end of it, so here's kind of the point is, at the end of it, I said, okay, hey, listen, you're going to see these people tomorrow. It wasn't resolved yesterday, right?
Mhm,
Like there was still stuff in the air. And so she's like, what's going to happen? I said, you're going to see these people tomorrow. If these things happen, right, the interrupting or sort of like, why are you doing? If they just do that, I just want you to ask them the question. This one quick question. That's it, which is, what's the goal you want to get out of this?
mhm.
What's the goal of this conversation? And she was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, no, like just ask them that question, hard stop, like say nothing after. Now, listen, dude, I had no clue if she's going to do it or not, right? Like, it was more like, hey, let's plant a seed right quick. And then maybe later on in life, because it's helpful for me. Like when I get all worked up and I'm losing my mind over things or I'm overthinking or I'm overwhelmed about
Mhm,
something, this is like pause, hard stop. Like, what is your intention? What's the result that you would like to see? What's actually happening? Like, there's a lot of things happening, but what's the end result that you want to get out of it? Dude, she hits me up today. She comes home from school. She's like, dad. And I was like, "Ah, I only have like 3 minutes though. Like, so you gotta tone it down. No, I'm just kidding. I was like, what's up, babe? She's like, yeah, so and so, right, came up to me and started doing it again. Right. And you want to know what I told her? I was like, stop it. And she said, can I just ask you a question? What's the goal that you want to get out of this?
yes.
Dude, and the friend was just like, I don't know. And then mom was like, you want to play? And she was like, yeah. It was freaking amazing, dude. It was
Winning as
amazing.
a parent.
That's
Look at that.
winning, dude. But like it's circling back to whatever God wants. So like in this instance yesterday, it's chaos, right? It's overwhelming. It's a 15-minute whole spit out with no like
Yeah.
even taking a breath. But like he's in it. He's still in it. So like if you're discerning, like, I don't know why this is happening,
Mhm,
and a person keeps doing the thing, then ask the question. But then the same is true for like you and God, which is just like, okay, hey, listen, what's you're in it. I don't I know you are, but I don't see it. Maybe I don't see the fruits of it.
mhm,
But what's the goal and the intention? If you do everything for my good, then what am I missing? Or how can I see you? Or how can I strive to it? You know what I mean?
mhm.
Um, but anyway, I just thought that story
Beautiful.
was freaking awesome, dude. I could not
That's
believe
so
she
good.
actually did it. I was like, what? Let's go.
You start crying like, "My kids have never listened to me before."
You're amazing. I was like, go clean your room. She was like, please. I said, what's the goal you expect to get out of this? She was like, that you stop asking. I
Yeah.
ain't trying to clean that room. So we got work to do. Okay. But like, you can celebrate the moments. You can celebrate
Yeah.
the small wins.
Celebrate until the teacher calls. So,
What actually
Melody, so I was teaching a lesson yesterday, and Melody interrupted and said, "Excuse me, what's the goal?"
You're right, dude. This could backfire. It could totally backfire.
Oh, it'd be good if it does, because then watch. Then you get an email from the school that night, like Miss So and So has put in her resignation. She is going on a journey to seek her goals in life or something.
She's gonna
After,
go climb Mount Everest
yeah,
because that's always been the dream, and
after,
she's changing people's lives, dude.
yeah. She's gonna get pulled over at 16.
Uh,
Ask the cop.
please, what's your goal here? Give you a ticket, and what's the goal of that?
Yeah.
You're arrested, dude. Shut up. Get in the back of the car.
Exactly. Yeah, but she'll learn.
She'll learn. That's
That'd
the
be a good
thing.
lesson.
That's the thing. So I just think that's an awesome situation to circulate it all the way back here. Is so there's no need to rush this because it's
Mm,
whatever God wants, right? So it's 5 months of not doing it wasn't because we didn't want to, and I think that's the greatest part. Whereas if it was a year ago,
mhm.
I'd be like, why am I not making it happen? Why would it was a different thing. This time was just
Yeah.
when you resign yourself to no attachment, like whatever he wants as we're walking this journey is kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. That reminds me of one of my notes. Keep going.
Yeah. Because I think we're in a day and age right now where everything's planned to absolute death, right?
Mhm.
Plan, schedule, book. But even on the two here, from that to there, like when was the last time you like looked up? When was the last time you felt a breeze and stopped? See, it was just right now. And what'd you see? You saw a beautiful
Studio
studio
lights,
lighting,
the
correct?
gaffer, like
Yeah,
holding the boom.
that's right.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. He dropped off your drink right there, by the way. Um,
I don't want a pink drink.
okay,
He's
like
fired.
in over the course of one season, you have gotten bougier. I'll say that.
When it, I just, in my defense, like when you hit the big time, like the followers have been flooding in, the sponsorships,
The
like,
signings, the
yeah,
in-person signings have
like,
been,
see, I'm wearing a Padres polo. So when I was talking to Craig Stammen today, the Padres manager,
yeah, it's actually not a joke.
no, I actually was talking to him today. They'll think I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
No,
But one of the things I observed about him when he drove away, looking terrified that I was talking to him. Uh, but no, he drove away. He wasn't terrified. No, but legit, like Ford F-150, just
I love
chill
that, dude.
in his
I
truck
love that.
that he had. I think moving from Ohio, like same truck, and just cool dude. Such a cool guy.
Yeah, that's
Um,
rad. You should.
so I don't think has gotten bougier yet.
Mm-hmm.
But he also doesn't have like a huge fan base, and like a winning team around him
I mean,
necessarily. And
listen on Brian Sullivan's Spotify, most famous podcast.
mm,
That
BS initials.
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah, not
I wasn't like discrediting the claim.
no. BS for Brian Sullivan.
Yeah,
That's what it
exactly.
was. Yeah,
That BS podcast.
yeah. The BS podcast
It's
or the bad
fire.
dads, the BDBS.
Yeah.
BS on a BD. That
Nope.
nope. That sounded terrible.
What's on his podcast?
No, so my whole thing is that our podcast was on his end of year, like top of the most played.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
that one missed.
Little
It
rusty.
didn't work at
Little
all.
rusty.
Listen,
I
we're
missed
back.
the
We're
transition.
getting back into it.
That's
Okay,
right.
we're getting back into it. That's where it is.
Yeah, a little bougier, but yeah, when you have a whole crew professionally doing the lighting and audio and the camera framing here, see how we're both evenly centered in this frame. I mean,
100%.
clearly production done by professionals. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, but I like the topic too of like, what's your goal? Because I think that's like a full circle moment for the podcast. And when we started, what's our goal? And our goal was to make it work, not make it work. That wasn't the exact saying, but it still worked as I was thinking about it, right? Like, we don't want to make it into work, right? So don't make it
That's
work.
right.
Don't make it work. Like,
We just want it to
don't make it
work.
a job for us, but we just want it to work. So that was the meaning anyway. But like, what's the goal of this? And I think that's the sort of perpetual question in life too, right? Like finding God in the moment, or where's God in this, or what's my calling, is just
Mm,
what's my goal here, but maybe more so what's God's goal for me in this moment. Like, what does he want me to get out of this situation? What does he want me to discern? He doesn't want to force us into it, right?
right.
He wants to lead us, he wants to support us, but he's not going to make us do it. And I think, for us and doing the podcast and really expanding beyond this, hopefully, into
Yes.
like some live events, but just really just getting dads together. So if anyone wants to get together, hit us up. I mean, we'll schedule you in. It's like
Yep.
4-month wait list right now, I think, probably based on
Yeah.
the number of.
We'll have to talk to the assistant.
Yeah, we'll have our scheduler.
Yeah.
Hopefully Bree's okay with it, but have our scheduler,
Let me
handle it. And
I'm gonna text her real quick.
yeah, but you get permission so that
Is
she'll
it
schedule stuff for us.
it's
That'd be
okay.
great.
I definitely want to still sleep in the
But
same bed.
so our
for the-
scheduler, she's cool with it. She won't mind,
She's
I'm
fine.
sure. Okay.
She's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she agreed.
Thank
She
God.
gave a thumbs up. That's I'm content with it. The thumbs up emojis, I'm content with it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can you check which finger? Like, you sure it was? I didn't check the.
Oh. Okay, no, that one means one of two things, one good, one bad. I'm gonna take the good one, and there it is.
Oh, like you're number one. Oh, it's
Yes.
because you're her number one. Okay.
Do you see what it is?
Yeah.
Right? Because if you hold up this number one, it's like, oh, you say that to everyone. But if you hold up the other one, you know what I mean? That's yours.
hmm That's like the
Which I
marital
think is
marital
just
number one.
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of Dodgeball, where his
Which part?
wife was like this to him. He's like, "Oh, L
L
for
for
love."
love. That movie is so good, dude. I freaking love it.
And what is the goal of Dodgeball? I don't know, but in either case, yeah, I think for this we're still working towards our goal, which was again just to make it work.
To make it work and to have a place where I mean everybody but particularly men can come be who they are, where they are at, and be open to not staying there. Right. And being surrounded by individuals that are doing the same thing, to be courageous, to be bold, that thing in your heart that you want to do it. The things that are in the way, just take a step forward, baby step, a crawl, a leap, right? Whatever it is, take the step forward. I think that's what's cool. That's what has me excited as well,
Mhm.
and bringing other men on this show, just to sort of hear their story, is beneficial. I heard this. I heard this thing. I was driving a lot yesterday. We have a franchise in Coachella Valley, so it was like 3 hours there, 3 hours back, right? But I'm just
You
listening.
mean a purchase green franchise?
Yeah, purchase green, artificial grass, for both residential, landscape, commercial playground
Oh, commercial too.
applications. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh wow.
Yeah, rooftop applications.
What?
Yeah. Oh, indoor facilities. Absolutely. We're probably
Hmm.
in your local region. So if you are in need of artificial grass or modular tile flooring,
Like, how would they find out?
well, I think what you do is you go to www.purchasecreen.com.
Oh,
I
that was
mean, they
you
could
said
even
www.
dot
Screen.
purchasecreen.com. Yeah.
Okay, not .net. Oh, okay,
PURCHASEGREEN.com.
okay.
Right? Did you see how?
I thought it was ENE.
Yeah.
EEN.
A lot of people mix that up.
Okay.
But yeah, no, visit and check it out. But we have a franchise in Coachella Valley. And so I'm driving out there and I'm listening to this podcast and I forget the other guy's name. It was Father Mike Schmidt, but then it was this other dude and he interviews all kinds of people. Um, they're on the topic of a man and they're saying like, do you understand like what the imagery of what a man is supposed to be? A man is supposed to be like a mountain, right?
Hmm.
Because you can't, it's unmovable.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, the only time you ever hear a reference about a mountain melting, right, is when God does something with it. but it's sort of that imagery. And then what happens to a mountain? What happens to a mountain, right? It's exposed to all of the elements like relentlessly,
Mhm.
unforgiving, right? So all things are happening. If there's a fire, it's gonna light the whole thing up. If it's frozen, you're buried in snow, freaking freezing, right? That whole thing, and
Mhm.
any and all things in between. Um, and so sometimes you see the burn marks on the side of a mountain, it's black, and you can see, oh my gosh, it's just got rocked. And then other times you see the beauty of just like the caps of the mountains and snow
Mhm.
and what that can do, right? So it was just that one line that got me, and then I went on this whole rabbit hole of just like that kind of deal, right? Like, so some of us, or all of us actually, at all periods or at different times in our lives, but all of us collectively walk around and have that scar that's like the charred version,
Mm.
right? Because life
Yeah.
came in and lit us up, you know?
Yeah.
Or we have those times where we're stunning. We're stunning because
Mm.
we're 100% present, and we're 100% locked into who we are and what the goal is, you
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
um, and living free. And so, anyway, I since that I was reflecting on it. But to me, in the mix of discerning, what it is for bad dads, for me
Mhm.
as well. Like, we have what you explained as our collective, right? But then, like, for me, like, this was your baby, and then what it's done for me is bigger, because oftentimes we're just the doers, which is good.
Mm.
Put the family first, do the things, sacrifice time, sacrifice da da da,
Mhm.
do. And then sometimes we'll just like, okay, we'll crash out and watch the sports stuff, or we'll do whatever here. But sitting down with a brother and just talking about life, laughing, losing your mind. That's what I love about this podcast, is that we go super deep and then we say the dumbest things ever. And it's because this would be super weird if it was scripted, right? It wouldn't feel
Yeah.
authentic, which is something.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we've gotten into like, you would have a better comparison for this, right? Where you rehearse a song,
Yeah.
right? And so you get to know the song, and so but then you rehearse it so you don't have to think about it,
Hmm.
or you can just kinda cruise along. So, short of rehearsing a bunch or having a planning session, yeah, you just go. We were talking about that earlier. Like, it was uh, my fitness guru, Brian Pruitt,
Shout out
shout out Brian Pruitt,
BP.
and, was it Ladder Fitness? I think is what is the app, no E, Leddr, I believe. But anyway, Brian's just cool. Like, it's one of those personalities where just he's got a cool vibe, but dude's ridiculously fit, but Christian man, got a family. Um, and at the end of his workouts, he does this is all video workout, it's all guided, and at the end of it, he does guided breath work. And so it's
Mm,
like 2-minute like meditation, but he always has usually like a dad joke and then some sort of serious topic. And it's usually a quote from somebody else. But the one that I was listening to, I think it was yesterday, the gist of it was like the difference between those that are what is it? The average person and those that achieve excellence is the ones that achieve excellence just go. They just
mm,
do. And it very much reminds me of this, right? So, this episode and some of our episodes, they're not scripted. This time we didn't really have a prompt. It was like we've been trying to get this season 2, episode 1 for a while, and it was literally just do, just do.
mhm,
So, we go into it and there'll be, I'm sure, some people, and I truly don't give it a thought, but it's recognizing, the potential truth, which there's some people probably that have a hard time following it or like, what are they talking
what are they
about? Or,
doing?
yeah, what is happening here? Which is usually the question our wives ask.
Yeah.
Um, but we're just doing it. We're going, and I think we said this early on, certainly in the planning sessions, but also maybe episode 1 or 2 of just we want to also just not inspire. I mean, that's maybe that comes, but be a witness to those that are trying to start a podcast
Mm.
or a men's group or figure out how to talk about these subjects or figure out how to have small talk. I mean, even I was thinking about this with my oldest son. He's graduating high school next week.
It's
Um,
crazy.
Yeah, and just so I was at a dad's group this morning at his high school, and Craig Stammen, the manager for the Padres, was the speaker. So you got a couple hundred dads in the room, which is so cool. And not all of them are dads at the high school. Anyone can come. So you try to, pull from the community. But uh, the like, I'm not comfortable in that group necessarily. I'm not going to be the one that goes up and talks to Craig Stammen, and I was.
Mm,
And I've talked to Mike Sweeney, who put this on, former MLB player. So if you've
yeah,
seen a
man.
picture of the Pope holding a bat, Mike Sweeney gave it to him. So he's a dad at the school. The president, Dr. Calkins, he came and talked at church a few weeks ago just about Catholic education and but these, not having grown up in the Catholic Church and even not having grown up really in a church at all,
Yeah.
it's easy for me to sometimes feel like the faith gets a little like wishy-washy when people talk too much about Jesus. Or, there's like the Jesus freaks.
Yeah.
And I love me some Jesus freaks now because once you get kind of, I don't know, once you pierce the veil or whatever it is, where you're like, you actually commit to it and let God's plan be revealed and
Mm,
just surrender to it, like, oh, I get it now. But I remember when I don't get it. And there's still those moments where, I at least remember what it was like to not get it. But you're in this room and you have Craig Stammen, manager for the San Diego Padres, right now the fourth best team in baseball. And when they beat the Dodgers, when they beat the Dodgers tonight,
even though we won last night,
and we won the night before.
it's fine. So we're tied. Whatever. We're equals.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose though. You were saying though,
Yeah. So when we win tonight and we go a
lose
half game up above
down,
you again,
down. They'll
then we'll
use
be the third best
the
team in
Padres
baseball.
will use the ladder app because they'd have to look up because they're half game down. That's what's gonna happen. But no, please continue.
It's so good. Craig Stammen, such a great presence in a room, and you can see why they picked him. Just
Yeah,
was a player. He's 42,
this is
so
crazy.
super young manager, and the pundits just naysaying how long is he going to last. Even some diehard Padres fans didn't think he's going to make it through the season. They have the fourth best record in baseball, neck and neck with the Dodgers by half a game. Keeps going back and forth. Played until, I think he said they left the stadium at 11 o'clock last night. He got home about midnight. Our men's group meets at 6:30 in the morning, and he got there, I think, about 6 a.m. Right. So, and he's going into game 3 of a first
This
place
series.
series with the Dodgers. And just any series with the Dodgers, even if it's not for first place, is like watching playoff baseball.
That's right.
And just, you would never know that he had to go to work tonight to do what he's got to do, but just talked about the approach and the mindset. And it was so cool to see in that room the mix of men who were there. And so there's the last one of the school year. And so one of the cool things that Mike Sweeney was saying, he kind of is the MC for it with Dr. Calkins, but little like snippets into the stories of the men that come to that group.
Mm,
Marriages have been salvaged. Uh, Men have been reconciled with their children. Men have come back to the faith. Like just
dude.
real quick bullets
Yeah.
of like, he's just kind of telling you the importance of why the appreciation as well, but the importance of men showing up for each other was really the point.
Yeah, that's
Right.
powerful.
And so they have the receipts from that, and they're obviously able to pull kind of whoever they want. Last month, Kellen Clemens, former quarterback, was there, and then Philip Rivers recorded a video for the group. So I mean, you have a high, I was gonna say caliber of name, like known names and athletes, but these are high caliber men. And
There's something.
and so you realize, though, I think that sometimes that's it. It's not about them being pro athletes or former pro athletes. It's about just having a high caliber man reach out to another man, and just do this. Like that's what we're doing. So we would love this in a group full of 100 men or a third. It doesn't matter, but you know the topic and the theme is kind of going back, like, what is the goal of this? But I think we're clear on the goal of this, and sometimes we just do it. We just do it because also I think there's a, again, like, there's a humility in it when we humiliate ourselves.
Yeah.
But it's just like, we're not trying to make it perfect. We're not trying to model an inauthenticity that, like, this is rehearsed or contrived or
Mhm.
staged or produced. Like, I'm going to confess, okay, there are no people behind the camera. We just have to tell.
What
We just look. We have to
I thought we
tell
were
them.
gonna talk about this first.
No, I feel called right now. I know it seems like this is a professional studio and a professional setup. I
Yeah,
just can't live the
listen.
lie anymore. Okay, there's
Okay.
nobody behind this camera.
There
My daughter
no,
just slammed a gate. Right,
right there.
dogs barking.
Yep. That was actually you would think that was scripted right there. That was
No.
wild. Listen, we're not
I'm sure nobody can hear it because this is good technology here. Um, but this, even to figure all this out, this is more than anyone needs, and we certainly don't need this to get together with a fellow man, a fellow dad,
Yeah.
and so I think this is our way to just keep going and keep reminding anyone that listens, even if you've listened before, of that. Right? You can never hear it too much. It's just like anything. Like, I mean, nobody can witness too much. God can't call you too much.
Mm.
But just, be there for somebody. If you're thinking about a podcast, hit us up. If you want any help with it, if you're curious about it, if you want to come on the podcast,
Yeah.
I think the lesson learned between season 1 and season 2, like when we met and we were tweaking the logo,
A little debrief. Yeah.
yeah, like, what went well, what can we do more of? Again, it's just the list got so long, and then it was like, okay, we'll start with the logo. Like, let's tweak the logo to just evolve,
That's right.
and that's what we're trying to do, is just evolve to grow. And I think sometimes you don't grow in the right direction necessarily, but you're still growing, right? Like, you might sidestep it, but I think the important thing for us was, again, to just go,
Yeah.
and just kind of run the play, so to speak, and just get out there and compete in a lot of ways. Like, I think we're in a game together as men. I was thinking about when you're talking about the mountain
Yeah.
metaphor, and I started thinking about, like, the Vatican, like,
Yeah.
the Vatican, regardless of whether you have you're Catholic or Christian or not. The Vatican, if you see it, and you have to see it in person, and when we went, there's plenty of non Christians and non Catholics there. I mean, there was like a Buddhist group, and it was like, it's so cool, but it's such an attraction. But this thing's built in the 1600s, at least the current structure, the main part of it. The size of this, like, to have not had cranes and heavy machinery,
Wild.
and then the intricacy of what's carved and painted. And it's not just the Vatican. I mean, you can see all these videos on social media. My point is, created by men.
Mm.
Like, men are capable of creating such beautiful things. Like, and in a related way, but oddly related. Don't ask me the artist, but I was listening to some hip hop song. Like, it came on,
Yeah.
Apple Music hits or whatever. That's like my soundtrack for my Brian Pruitt workout. And I mean, it's dropping all the words, all the slang, like, saying things about him and his girl. But the funny thing was, in that moment, probably because I haven't listened to hardly any of that in so long, I was impressed in a way, because what I was picturing was, for whatever reason, this guy talking to his girl this way and thinking, I could never, ever talk to my wife that way. And it wasn't like I don't think he was being offensive.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, this is what I'm going to do to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it was like, but I was like, damn, could you imagine actually talking to a girl that way, like, you actually mean it, like, you have that much
That
I call it game and
yeah,
swagger, like
confidence and yeah.
yeah, just like, if I actually felt that way, like, if I was actually that confident,
Mm.
but where am I going with this is for then whatever
I was
reason,
like,
right?
where are you going with it? No,
Yeah, you know where we're
you,
going.
hey girl.
Hey, hey, girl, I need to get the deep voice sound effect right.
Yeah.
Dang, that was good.
It wasn't right.
Hey, girl. That's more mine.
But I'm sorry, where you were going with that?
I was thinking about poetry
Mm.
and just men have created such beautiful words. And then if you pick up Psalms,
Mm.
and parts of the Bible, I mean, again, just men are capable of such mountainous things, just so much beauty and so much creativity. Yes, they're capable of war and
Sure.
violence, uh, but all of it ultimately is from God. And the role of a man that is so now forgotten is the poet and the architect and the builder. And I think men we're always trying to fix things, or we have these ideas but we don't know how to execute these ideas, right?
Mm.
I see this Sistine Chapel. I see this roof, but I don't know how to do it, and so we don't. And it's just like small talk. I was thinking about my son, like, does he really know how to engage in small talk? Does he know how to change a tire on a car? And there are things I've taught him for sure, but it doesn't mean he knows or remembers.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, you have to keep teaching. You have to keep doing, because until he builds up the momentum, right? Like, I have to keep inviting him to it. I have to keep floating that content out there, because if nobody does,
Mm.
there's a risk that he's like some of these men that, thank goodness, show up to see Craig Stammen talk, but like they never show up. They're isolated, they're alone, and they're just stuck in a cycle of wondering
Yeah.
and not believing in themselves. And it's not cliche. It's not like, hey, believe in yourself. It's like, bro, what are we going to do?
Mm.
What kind of mountain are you going to be? What are you going to create? What are you capable of? And bring it out of them, because like with the Sistine Chapel, like with, gosh, I wish I would have looked who that artist was. It was
Yeah.
sort of Boys to Men vibe, but it was current.
Is
It
this
was a current sound. It wasn't as
Boys
smooth
to
as
Men
Boys to Men,
like R&B, but current?
but it was like I mean, the lyrics and like
Oh, got
the
it.
vibe was like the mojo, if you will,
Yeah.
was Boys to Men esque. But anyway, like with the Sistine Chapel, I mean, Michelangelo was commissioned to do it. He didn't just go do it on his own. And had he not had the commission, he may never have done it. Right.
Right.
And so I think there's so many of you out there that are Michelangelos in waiting.
Mm.
You're that rapper in waiting, maybe even with your spouse, and you don't feel like you can be, even though you think about it.
Yeah,
Every day.
confident in that way, yeah.
But yeah, it's a long-winded way to say that I'm happy to get back on the podcast. I don't really care, not in a flippant way. I just don't really care about it being scripted or prompted. I don't care about anything other than going and doing, and it doesn't feel like work. Because that's the fun thing. Like, this doesn't feel like work.
No, this is awesome. I
The
mean,
work part's when I want
we
a 2-camera setup so we can actually just chill and lounge. And
yeah,
have it
and look
cut.
across from each other and it can cut versus being right here. But
Yeah.
listen, every time I wake up the next day with that crick in my neck, I'm like, we nailed that podcast, or I did something inappropriate with the crick in the
They
neck.
lived that R&B song.
That's the hey, that's right.
Where you went home and sang that.
I do want to just speak to one thing that you said that's killer and it's key, right? Especially for dads, is I have to keep inviting you back in.
Mm.
I have to keep teaching, that's big. The one and dones or sometimes, like I know for me, sometimes I'll just want to do it. And he's like, Jaden's just watching or Nathan's just watching. Right. And so we're recently just fixing his e-bike and I'll wrap it with this, but And it took a hot minute because of schedules and everything else. But so we're in there, uh, and we're working on it, and it's okay. Hey, listen, dude, how do the motor's got to be here and the brakes got to do the thing, and we kind of got it on there. Oh shit, but this whole thing's upside down. So now we know. But it was. So long story short, we like had to reflip the tire like 3 different times because we missed one part of each one,
Yeah.
which would then whatever. And we're doing all of this off of like a how-to YouTube video. And so the full circle situation was when I was talking with them, and when we first started, I'm hearing him in the garage like this is a couple weeks back when it first went down. And he spent his own money on it that he worked for, on this bike. And so it's like his, and you could tell it was a piece of his identity in terms of like freedom and responsibility. And so when it and basically it was just a flat tire, right? But it was just a flat tire on the back tire of an e-bike, right? So there's a lot more going on than just like
Yeah.
flip the tube and do your thing. And so I'm hearing him in the garage, he's like, "Ah!" He may say some explicit words. And then I go in there and I was like, "Hey, real quick, let's just talk about what is actually going on." He's like, "It's just getting tough, like getting the tire off." And I was like, "Cool." And he's awesome. He's just like, "That's pretty loud, huh?" I was like, "It's all right. Let me help you out," and kind of help him with the tire. But then I was like, "Hey, listen." And I learned this from Manny, right? I call him dad, right? We removed the in-law, but he's my father-in-law, but I call him dad. And he told me this a hot minute ago. I was like, "Dude, but you could fix that, and you built this and you did that." He's like, "Bro, do you want to know how I learned?" I said, "How?" And he was like, "By breaking it over and over, by trying to fix it." He was like, "You learn by doing."
Yeah.
And so when Jay and I are doing that situation, we were straight up on a how-to YouTube video.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Watch, it's like, this is how I learn." Like, and the stuff I built at a house and different things, all doing this. And let me just tell you something. I usually don't ace this thing the very first time. I usually am halfway
Yeah.
in and did a lot of things to complete, but realized
Yeah.
the thing 17 steps ago was off.
Mhm.
Right. So then you just go laugh about it, go back into it, and get it done. But it reminds me of that when you say, I got to keep teaching, even when he's out of the house, right? Even when he's,
Yeah.
continuing as an adult,
Mhm.
the experience that we have to be able to share, like, guide and love those kids, no matter what their age, and invite them back and be present, dude. Even
Yeah.
if there's moments where they freaking hate you, just still be there, receive the hate, right? Like just be there and love them, be present to your freaking kids, especially as men and stuff like that. But that was profound. Continue teaching.
Well, I just love that, and maybe to put a little bow on it is, right, um, you said something and it just clicked, right? But we're all sons that left the house, right? We're all sons that went out and didn't have dad there to teach us anymore.
Mm,
But why would we treat each other any different,
yeah.
right? Yes, now it's just we're brothers, but just because we're out of the house or we're not in each other's house, the relationship's no different. Like we need to keep teaching each other. We need to keep
Yes.
failing with each other. We need to keep just just doing it. Like I'm never ashamed to admit, like the greatest tagline ever in all of history, just Nike, just do it. I
Just
mean, there's so much in those 3 words
mm,
that it's so obvious and so cliche and yet so not followed.
yes.
Like it's too obvious. I mean, this was all born with YouTube videos
Yep.
and just like, we'll just get it and just do it
Get
and
after it.
connect things and forgetting to connect the microphone and plug for the laptop. Which camera?
She's just saying this.
Which camera? Yeah. So if anyone's listened to most of the episodes, you've heard what it's like to just figure it out.
That's right. That's right.
And so every episode is that. Every episode is figuring it out. And not as like again a reflection of the quality we want to put out, but as a reflection of the commitment to
Mm,
just keep moving forward, to keep putting in the work, and hopefully to keep reaching, millions more listeners.
yeah.
Tens of millions, I guess, would be our next
Be
milestone.
the goal. And I'm pretty sure after this episode posts, and all of you that, and I appreciate your patience, right? While we waited for you to click follow and subscribe and ring
Mhm.
bells and stuff. And for resharing this podcast, we appreciate that.
Mhm.
Then I think it'll go to tens of millions. Humble. So it's probably like 5 million, but it ends up being tens of millions 2 years. See what I'm saying? So five,
Oh,
therefore becomes 10
yeah,
million.
tens of millions of years.
Correct. Yeah, because I
Yeah,
thought
that's a
you
good
said
point.
of ears, but or were you saying of viewers?
Um,
I thought you
I
said
don't
of
even know
ear.
anymore, but listeners, and so I would think this is a listener and this
And
is a
this,
listener. I
yeah,
like that. That's a good technicality.
thank you. It was important for me to get that across.
And if somebody has 3 years, woohoo,
Oh
hat
my
trick.
gosh. Yeah, yeah. We gotta throw it on ice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Also, they should go to the doctor.
Yeah, you should get that looked
Yeah, you
at.
should gotta get that checked out. Well,
Well, we could sign it off like we usually sign it off.
would you like to?
Or
I was like season 2.
season 2.
Yeah.
What's our season 2 sign off?
Yeah, we should have a season 2 sign off.
All right.
Um,
I'm Rick James. No.
that's pretty it
Is Wayne Brady gonna no.
if courage is an elephant, go find your peanut. That doesn't sound right.
Hmm.
Yeah, no,
I got a quick panic attack before you finish that.
when you look in the mirror, do you see a lion or a coward?
Hmm. Wait, was that were you asking me?
Or do you see a lying coward? Now it's conflicted.
Hmm.
We'll workshop it. Do you want to
next.
workshop it, or we
Put it in the comments.
put in the do we enable the comment? Because I think we
think that
fired the one person that was doing that.
Yeah. If you can put it in the comments, put it in the comments.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you can probably put it in the comments on social media.
Yeah.
Hashtag bad dads. Wait, no, the hashtag won't put it in the comment.
No.
However, however you put it on
Go
MySpace,
on
you have myspace.com.
Tom. Go get Tom from
We're
MySpace.
connected to Tom, so
We know him from he spoke at the thing.
at the high school.
Yeah. But there it is.
I think that was it. Success.
That was the most killer sign off ever, brother.
Yeah.
I really want to say something deep.
Peace be with you.
And with your spirit.
Amen.
Amen. Peace.
It's still wrong. Wasn't prepared to hit the stop button.